Welcome back. It is 7:27. In the last one, Mitsura became a teenager. Really excited about that. And I honestly had empty. Wait, you guys, wait until you see the next Ultimate Decades. Because the sweating sickness. I just filmed the intro for that because I'm filming these two intros before I even play because I don't have time to film the intros later. I'm hoping to get this video up on Saturday, but I might not have time to film the voiceover. I don't know. But if you see the sweating sickness episode already, or you're going to see it, I can't even think straight. But anyway, look forward to that. Let's roll. No 4, 8, 12, or 16 for Inume Takesaka. Okay. She survived. Then Masakage, who can't get a 1 or a 9, survived. Then we have a lot of teens. We have Kazumoro, Toshinori, and then our Ina. So I already forget what they can't get. A 7 or a 17. Okay. All right. They all survive. Saru and Haru. Saru can't get a 2, 6, 11, 13, 14. And then Haru has to get higher than a 9, I believe, which she did. Okay, everyone survived. Let's check out the marriage rules for these teens. 2 children for the first one. 5 children for the second one. And for Ina, 3 children. 2, 5, 3. 2, 5, 3. Kazumoro 2. 5, 3. Was that correct? Was that their names? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I got that right. All right, so yes. Great. Everyone survived. You know what? That is such a palate cleanser from the other thing I just... Anyway, let's hop into the game. Alrighty, so here we are in the household, and I'm going to tell Akiteru to take the day off because we are going to work on trying to get him a promotion today. So that is really important for us. So I'm going to spin a little story today for his promotion, and we will get going. So first, he is going to go. So all the kids are going to go to school, actually including Matsu, because I forgot to keep her home, but it doesn't really matter if we're not there. So we'll just pretend that she was training. And then we are going to head out to the Tyra household. Of course, most of the drama happens around the Tyra household because they are the leading household, and also because we have like 3 households. I mean, I guess we have more than 3 now. We have like 5 in this world, but you know, obviously the people who can give us promotions are the Tyras. So if they have a problem, Akiteru needs to drop everything and go and be there for them. So also his sister is Haru, and he is going to be there for her no matter what, even if it wasn't part of his job. So we are going to go over here, and if you remember, Haru's eldest daughter died last year. So she died last year, and Haru is concerned because her other kids are also kind of falling ill and not feeling well. You can see they're all home from school in the background there. So she's concerned that there's something wrong. And I did want to, this save file is not, historically accurate, obviously, because I didn't have the CC, and there isn't a lot of details on this time period on the internet, and I'm not a historian, but I did do some research on things that could cause children to become sick and die during this time period, that are grounded in mythology, and one of the things is a curse. So there can be a cursed object in the house, and that is what's causing the issue. So Akiteru is searching the house, trying to figure out what is going on. Is there a reason that Hiraga got sick, and what is going on? So he comes in here and he finds this chalk outline, this occult marking from the paranormal stuff pack. And he finds it and he looks at it and it starts glowing, and he's like, what the heck? So he is kind of suspicious already of someone trying to curse the household, trying to harm the children. For what end, he does not know, but he is going to try and find out. So he's going to talk to who is that Kazumoro, and he's going to talk to Kazumoro and kind of say, like, were you kids playing up here? Like, what was going on? And Kazumoro kind of tells him that, the kids like to hang out in the attic for fun when they're bored, and so he is concerned that they were up here with, a potential, cursed item. So he is going to do more research into that just because it's very suspicious. So he is then going to come home. Obviously we're saying that each day is 3 months. So he's been, going out, doing investigating and all of that stuff. He is really trying to find out what is going on for Haru as her children actually all get sicker and they can't figure out what's wrong. Meanwhile, we are also continuing to train Matsu. She is doing really well. I'm having them sword fight a lot because I figured, we'll get to level 5 archery, maybe level 5 sword fighting. I don't know if it's a 10 level skill or not, but I'll say level 5 for those two because they are a bit more difficult. And so Akiteru is going to try and get to level 5 of archery, and Matsu is going to continue with her martial arts skills. She has sparred with only one opponent so far, but it is definitely something that they're continuing on, and in order to get up in the sword fighting skill, we need to sword fight with someone else, so that's kind of why Akiteru hasn't really been able to work on it that much until now. And then also, he was just doing the archery game with Kaide, and he's already up to level 4, which is great. And so she's just kind of talking to him, and she's talking about her friendship with Narime, and basically saying that she's concerned about Narime. She's noticed that Narime is having a hard time lately, and that she feels bad because Narime is a sim who has the husband who has kids with 2 other sims, and so she just feels bad, and she's hoping Akiteru will go with her to go, talk to Narime. Maybe Akiteru can, distract the husband while she talks with her. She's noticed Narime isn't going out as often and all that stuff. She isn't coming over as often. So she wants to check in on her and how she's doing, because obviously after finding out your husband has 2 other kids is a big shock. And, she's trying to keep her family together. Meanwhile, her husband is like non-committal and stuff. And the 2 women and the 2 kids have been moved into their household, and she is just so stressed about the whole thing. So we are going to find the door to this house somewhere, and then we are going to just come in and talk. Obviously, Lady Whistledown has nothing to say in this save file because we don't have anyone who's noble or has been presented to the queen, and we can't present anyone to the queen because we're all peasants, right? So she's not going to be talking about peasants like us. But basically, we are going to come in here and chat with Narime. She is very stressed, so she's trying to take care of the children. She's also got the other children in the household, and so her Kaide is just going to be talking to her and being like, you know what, I know that this is really hard for you. You have to talk to your husband about it. You have to figure something out because this isn't good for you, and you need to find a solution. And it's not that easy, right? Because what's she going to do? Leave her husband? So, but she might have to get to that point where she decides that it's not worth it anymore. So she has to figure that out on her own. So she doesn't really know what to do. Meanwhile, okay, also, does anyone remember how Haru got pregnant right now? Because I could have sworn she was out of baby tries. So either my neighborhood stories is doing a weird thing here too, or I don't know. Did I get Haru pregnant? I can't even remember. Like, do you guys remember how Haru got pregnant? Because I don't know. And she's just walking around here pregnant. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Well, I didn't know that. Anyway, so Akiteru was waiting in the living room. He had talked to the husband for a little bit, and he noticed this hand. And he sees Ache, and she comes over, and he's like, hey, what is that? And she just kind of says like, oh, well, my sister's really into that stuff. Her sister being Iwa, she's like, oh, my sister's really into that stuff. She's like a total weirdo. And she, has a lot of odd stuff. And he's like, oh, that's weird. Which section of the house is hers? So he kind of walks a little bit towards Iwa's bedroom and notices this table here with this, um, you know, orb on the table, and he's like, okay, this is getting weirder. Maybe Iwa is into some stuff, but he doesn't want to jump to conclusions because he's like, okay, well, you know what, a lot of people do things to prevent curses and stuff like that, so maybe that's the case. And then he comes into her bedroom, which he doesn't really have the authority to do, but there are no laws back then to prevent him from doing such a thing. And he sees another orb, and then he sees like the chalk on the ground, like the same kind that was used in the Tyra household. And he's like, okay, this is weird. He looks through those books up there, and he finds that they're all about like occult and curses and stuff like that. And he's like, okay, this is getting even weirder. But he doesn't want to accuse her of anything right off the bat. I know that it seems that Akiteru keeps lucking into things, but he's very observant, like he's been going door to door, he's been trying to figure out stuff, he's been doing research, he's been doing all this stuff. It just happens to be the moment that he catches his big break that we see him. So, keep that in mind when it seems to go a little easy for him, because we only have, 4 sim days to do all this. So, pretend that a whole year is going by of research and stuff and, detective work. So anyway, we're going to get home and we're going to have everyone start working on their stuff, including Yuri working on her mischief skill. I love that for her. And I was also thinking about, since we do have Ina aging up into this part, like, what would the kids be doing regarding the training? So obviously we know that Matsu would be doing all the training. Like, she would do martial arts, she would do fitness, she would do wellness, she would do sword fighting, she would do archery. Like, Matsu is into it. But Ina is not so into it. And she, so I figure, oh, also the baby was just born. I really honestly do not remember this baby. But keep in mind that this is a boy that was just born to Haru and Susumu, and they have only had girls so far. So what I'm thinking is that can be a lot of drama later, because obviously Susumu, is just the stepfather to the future leader of this area. But now that he has a son, that kind of changes everything for him. Like, he has a son now, so he would probably be maybe pushing for his son and not, Heijiro's son to become the next leader. So that is definitely a possibility. And we'll see where that goes as the son gets older. That son's name is Koreatsu. So that is what's going on there. And then, anyway, so yeah, I was thinking Ina, when she becomes a teenager, which she isn't going to do until the last day of this year, but when she becomes a teenager, she might just be into like the wellness stuff. Like, she won't try to bulk up with athletic or anything, but she would be into like the wellness journey of it. But she, wants to get married and leave the household, so she's not trying to train so much. So anyway, Akiteru comes over and he tells Haru and Susumu of his suspicions about what is going on over there with Iwa. And he's like, look, I don't have any proof that it was her, but she's doing some shady stuff and she should be talked to regardless of what's going on. So, we can't have anyone trying to, get into that malevolent kind of stuff here in our land. So anyway, we are going to bring her over here. She does not know why she has been brought here. Susumu just sent some people to go bring her, and so now she is here. And if she can take her sweet time, Susumu, you come back over here too. And yes, can you come, please? Iwa, come here. So then we are going to have this, and then she comes over here, and we're going to start talking to her, and she kind of gets a feeling really quickly what's up, and she's like, look, it's just for research. I wasn't really trying to do anything. Like, I just was, interested in that kind of stuff. And then Susumu kind of comes over and intimidates her. He starts, telling her, like, you need to tell me what you're doing. He starts to, like, kind of torture her a little bit. And obviously Akiteru is not super into that sort of thing. It makes makes him really uncomfortable because he doesn't feel like, he feels uncomfortable with the fact that like Iwa is protesting her innocence. She's scared, but he can't do anything against like the person who's in charge of his land. Like it's really can be a corrupt system if the people in charge are not good. Though we do see that Susumu has just tortured her. I know that happened really fast, but he was torturing her, and then she did admit that it was her. So he executed her. And the reason that she said that it was her was because she wanted to, she is having babies with people that she's not married to, and she wanted to see if she could get in with Susumu, if Haru couldn't give him a son like he wanted. But then she also was thinking that, she'd have to get rid of the other sons as well so that she can have her son be in charge. But she didn't even get very far because she couldn't even kill all the children before she got caught. So that's kind of what happened there. She was hoping to, have it so that Haru was unable to give Susumu a son. And unfortunately, just that year that she tried this, Haru was actually able to give Susumu a son finally. So that's kind of, ruined her plan. And she would then have to kill another kid. And it was just like a lot. And I don't think she really thought it through totally, because I don't even think Susumu would have married her if that were the case. But, she obviously already has another kid out of wedlock, so she's just trying things to help herself, because she also is realizing that, in her own household, she's realizing the tension between Narime and her husband, and she is concerned that it's going to mean bad things for her, so she was looking for her next meal ticket, basically. So, unfortunately for her, she did get caught and executed. And then we also have, if you remember in one of our new families, I know I haven't added another new family yet, I think adding new families every single part was making it so that we couldn't really, use those families to the fullest. So I'm going to start adding them only when I feel satisfied that we have given the other Sims the attention that they deserve. It might be every part, it might not be. We'll have to see where it goes. But we have now Kage, who I think I'm going to call Now as his nickname, or Kage, but no, I think Now is good. And he was making friends with Makta, who is part of one of the new families. She is Mari, who is friends with Matsu's niece. Yeah, her niece. So there's that. And so he's just making friends with her. She's really the only non-related girl his age. So, maybe they'll get married in the future. I don't know. We'll probably add in more Sims by then, but it's good for him to have some friends that are his age that he's not related to. So that's what's going on there, and we're just having everyone practice their stuff while we do have Kaide getting ready for Ina's birthday. So we're going to add the birthday candles. We're going to get everyone into the living room here, and we're going to have Ina blow out the candles and become a teenager, which I'm super, super excited by. Oh, also, of course, Akiteru did get a promotion for catching the person who had cursed the children there. So we have that. And then can you believe this girl who I was like, so she's proper, and she just rolled unflirty, which I think is so funny because her dream is to basically marry a nice guy and move out and like be a wife. And so I think that that's so funny that she rolled unflirty. So I gave her the soulmate aspiration, and I think that she's going to enjoy that. So we're going to have her just get into her outfits here. I also have to check. I was trying to remember what I put Matsu in. Again, we are peasants, but obviously Matsu the elder, who had died, would have, brought some of her clothes and her jewelry and stuff with her to when she had run away from home. So we do have a few nice items that Kaede is passing on to her daughters, and trying to make sure that they, can be presentable enough, especially for trying to get married in the future. So she is trying to make sure her daughters look nice and in their formal and party wear, so that she can, make sure that they have something of their grandmothers and all that stuff. So Ina is a little more put together than Matsu. Um, Matsu is way more into like, the martial arts and all that stuff. But Ina is definitely like ready to find a husband. And so we are going to just quickly give her her makeover stuff, try to find it. And again, we're just going down the row in that, I guess is that a yukata, the blue one? So we're just moving forward there. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so, oh yeah, we have the colors. So Matsu is wearing white, so now Ina is wearing blue there. And we're just like going incrementing in the colors because I didn't really know what else to do. Because they're probably not going to be able to afford more than one nice outfit after, making sure they have what they need to look formal. So there is that. And then we're going to move on here. I forgot to change the year there to check if anyone was having a birthday, and they are not, so we're okay there. Then again, we have Ina doing the wellness skills while we have Matsu working on everything else. They're going to skip school because, you know what, I'm wondering if I should buy them a computer so that I can have the kids like drop out of school and stuff, because it is kind of annoying to keep them home from school. So anyway, Narime has finally come over to see Kaide. Kaide is really happy to see her, and she is surprised. So anyway, they are going to chat, and Narime is basically going to tell her after everything that happened with Iwa, like she was concerned for her children's safety and all that stuff. And so she told her husband, she was like, look, you either kick Ache and the children out of this house. You can support your children. She doesn't want her husband to be a deadbeat. She's like, you can send them money, but they can't live here. And so he does end up sending away Ache and the two sons and focusing on his marriage with Narime and all of that. So Kaide is happy that Narime put her foot down, but also like, is it a good solution? Is he going to be faithful? Is he going to be, what she needs him to be? We'll have to see in the future whether that happens or not. But anyway, we're going to age up the kids. We need Inume and Masakage to age up, so we'll do those two things and we'll get the makeovers. We'll also age up Koreatsu into an infant, and then we have 3 teenagers, Kazumoro, Taira. So the eldest Taira's son is finally becoming a teenager, and then one of the Abe boy, and then also Saru, our friend Saru and our cousin, is going to become a young adult. So that's really exciting for her. And we'll talk about getting her married next year because she is now a young adult. And so she is now eligible for marriage. So we're excited about that. And we're going to move forward there. So that is what's going on. I think I mentioned everything I wanted to mention. Akitaru got his promotion. He found out who was cursing the family. Iwa was not very bright. You guys are going to have to help me come up with like cool ways for him to get promoted, because I am not good at coming up with this stuff. I'm like trying to research like, evil spirits and stuff like that, but I don't know how he would do anything about that. So I don't know. If you guys have any ideas for like future promotional stories for him so that we can keep moving forward there, we'll see where it goes. But yeah, so we will see if we can get Saru married next year. And we will also age up Yuri next year. So I'm excited about that. And I hope you are too. And I will catch you in the next one.